Why don't I share with you the foundations? Because the foundations will already make a huge difference in how you come across when you speak. So there are 5 vocal foundations that I teach, and this is just scraping the surface. But like I said, if you adjust these foundations, you'll already adjust the way that you come across to people. So the 5 vocal foundations include speaking speed, melody, pauses, volume, and character. So let's start with speaking speed. Speaking speed is important because think of it as this. If I am talking this slow, it's going to be really boring. But if I'm talking like that, like this fast all the time, and I don't ever stop and I don't ever take a breath, then you're going to not be able to keep up. You're going to think that I sound really anxious, or I'm not sure what I'm talking about. So speaking speed is really important, and we want to kind of be more in that middle range. But sometimes we want to speed up because we want to talk about something that's not as important. But sometimes we want to slow down to emphasize an important point.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed just then, I went fast and then I went slow. Yeah. So that is what engages our audience more. It's what highlights what's important versus what isn't important. So variety is the key. That's speaking speed. Now, pauses is also really important. If I keep talking like this and I don't ever pause and I just continue like this and then we move on from one topic to the next, you're going to start to zone out because it becomes very boring. But if I am talking and I say something really important, like right now, and I pause, and then I continue on, then it becomes a highlight once again that that's important. And it gives your audience a chance to absorb that message, to process what you just said. So speed and pauses are the first 2. Now, the third is volume. So speaking volume, if I'm talking like this, or I'm like really nervous and I don't want to talk that loud, I don't seem very confident, do I?
No.
But if I'm yelling like this all the time, that's a little bit too much as well. So once again, speaking volume can be varied to highlight different points, to keep our audience engaged. Sometimes I'm going to speak more loud to show something that I'm passionate about. And then sometimes I'm going to drop my voice down and create that suspense. So once again, there's no right or wrong. It's about variety. Now, the 4th one is melody. Melody is the pitch at which our voice and our words come out. Sometimes we speak high, sometimes we speak low. And think of it like a piano. When you've got a piano, you've got the lower end, which is lower, the top end, which is higher. And we want to utilize the entire range of our voice because sometimes we want to go high. Sometimes when we're talking about something more serious, we want to go more low. So once again, no right or wrong. It's about variety. So you're getting the pattern here. When it comes to speaking, there's no right or wrong. It's variety. That is the name of the game. Now, lastly is speaking character. And the name kind of explains it. Character is not just saying the words and just reading it out in a consistent way. It is showcasing emotion. It's showcasing more meaning and energy behind what it is that we're saying. So if we're talking about something happy, then we want to smile. We want to become more animated. We want to act out happiness. But if we're talking about something sad, then we've got to be more like this, right? Smiling. So we need to be emotional when we talk. Why is it that when we watch a movie, like when we watch a Hollywood movie, sometimes we're crying. We're crying and it's not even real. Why? Because there is character in each of the characters. There's emotion, there's meaning. We become invested in these characters. We become invested in the storyline. And that's what you want to achieve as a speaker. If you're not getting your audience to be invested in you, then what's happening? They're not invested. They're bored. They're zoned out. Mm-hmm. We want them to be engaged. We want them to be like on the edge of their seat, wanting to know what's coming up next and to really feel connected to us as a speaker, you know. And this is like whether or not you are speaking on stages. Once again, this is just like anytime, anywhere, whether you're running a podcast, whether you're talking on social media, this is relevant to you. So those are the 5 vocal foundations: speed, pauses, volume, melody, and character. And that's just getting started with the components of speaking. But if you start to practice these different foundations, you're already going to level up the way that you engage with the audience, the way that you are perceived by them, and you'll start to come across as more confident. You'll start to come across as more visible and more of an authority in your space. And if you want to improve your work professionalism, if you want to get promoted, if you want to get a pay rise, if you want to build your brand online, if you want to make more business revenue, convert more of your audience, retain more of your clients, then you better get around these vocal foundations.